Good afternoon, everyone. What's going on? Beautiful afternoon here in Brisbane at the moment, and we're about to do a little bit more work on the FD. Now, I do want to apologise for the lack of uploads over the past couple of weeks. My parents got back from the States and it was really good to hang out with them for the past couple of days. I took them both out in the car, well, yeah, I was going to say cars, but car. Dad really liked the 33, he reckoned it was awesome. I didn't get any of the footage though. Just thought it'd be nice to sort of take him out for a little bit of a cruise. And then this one here, we started it up for them. He got a video, he absolutely loved it. I'm happy that he loved it. I think it made him a little bit proud that I now have a forever car, much like his Cobra that he has. So yes, very, very happy about that. Now we are just weeks away from a tune in this thing here. The tune in this has been amazing. I have to do another daily drive video with that one there and set up a camera. I think it'd be pretty cool. But this thing here, man, I am getting so keen. So there's a few little things I noticed that I haven't done just yet. I don't know if you guys can see the top radiator cap somewhere down here. Doesn't have a hose clamp on it, so that needs to get on there. Just a few little bits to button everything up. I also need to put some heat shield over the wire right there. It's all frayed and cracked, which is not what you want. So I'm gonna have to put some heat shielding over that so that way it doesn't stick. Because yeah, having a sticky throttle is definitely not something I want to have. So yes, we're going to work at that, get this car sorted. But first of all today, we got a new package from Cube Speed. Now you guys all know Cube, they always hook me up with a fresh shifter for any of my cars. And also today, they've decided that they are going to supply me with a brand new shifter for the FD. So this one here is an updated design, which I believe actually incorporates this piece right here. So what this does, I don't know if you guys can remember in the FD shifter, it's probably going to be really hard to see, but the FD shifter, the boot should normally like sit up around here or so, but it kind of just flops and looks all tacky and stuff like that. Like it still looks great, feels great. I really wish this was up a little bit taller, and I think this shifter over here is going to allow me to have the shifter a little bit taller, still have a nice big throw, and be able to lift it up a little bit taller so it's a little bit nicer to shift. Because I don't know, it kind of feels like, especially in the FD with such a small interior, it feels so like you kind of get me. Plus we got to get some new boots for this thing because this thing is looking tacky as hell. So yes, today we're going to quickly rip all this off. We're going to take this shifter out. This shifter here is actually going to a good friend of mine, Corey. He was also the one that gave me the Mac valve, which is really, really nice of him. So I thought we'd give back. I'm going to give him a short shifter, and then yeah, this thing should be awesome. So let's quickly get to taking this one out. It should be pretty quick and it's pretty straightforward. And yeah, get the new one in. And with a few quick hits from the Persuasion Maker, the old Cube shifter comes out. Whew, she's looking tasty. God damn. Alright, so let's have a quick comparison against these two shifters. So, put one right there, and we'll chuck the other one. I'll quickly just take this off. Actually, we can leave that on, because that's going to be a fundamental part of it. So, they look exactly the same. This one here has sort of like a nicer milled machine finish with the little Cube logo there. It looks really nice. But as you guys can see, it still comes as a full kit, which is absolutely awesome. But you guys can see that this one here just has one single shaft, whereas this one here comes with a multiple piece shaft. And it also comes with these little bits here right now. So I'll quickly show you. So it comes with all new bolts right there. Also comes with your choice of either this one here or that one there. I think I'm going to choose this one here. It looks a little bit nicer. Then also we have the big Cube Speed knob down there as well. What else are they including here? Also got this right here, which is a new nut and stuff like that. And also a new shifter bush. So we're going to chuck that in there and put this whole shifter kit in and see how it goes. We're just going to slip it down in there somewhere where it all lines up. And there we go. And then we can start bolting that one in right there. So that's looking all pretty in there. Hell yeah. So now we're going to get that big thick black piece, chuck it on top, and then it should space out this really nicely up there. Alrighty, so this right here being a prototype kit, I had to get a quick bolt myself. Like I have one lying around. This is also just something for my little personal preference as well. So I put a bolt on there, so that way this one can only go down to a certain height. And what I can do then is I can fix that on that, so that way now I have a nice big tall shifter instead. Just make sure it doesn't hit anything, which I need to raise it just a little bit, I think, to make sure that doesn't hit there. So now once this is at your desired height, now I'm fairly sure you do this. Once again, this is a prototype model, so I'm not entirely sure. Usually you have like a big black ring that sits in these, but my boot is completely stuffed. That was completely gone when I saw it. So now that that's in there, put that over the top, and it should poke out the very top hole there, and it sits up nice and high. So now we can press all that down. Then you get to the really fun bit, which is installing the fresh cube shifter, which honestly look amazing. These are beautiful black powder coat with a milled out cube logo. And I have heard that these guys are also going to be doing some 5-speed logos on top, which I think is awesome. 5, 6-speed, 4-speed, you name it, be pretty cool. And they've also given me a new low profile nut as well. So this is now going to sort of sit at the very bottom. So I'm fairly sure it's supposed to look a little something like this right here. Whoop, I grabbed the wrong nut. So this is supposed to slip on top. And then originally your little spacer, which is about that big or so, will sit in the middle. So you can now wind that all the way down. And if you have the original piece installed, whoop, that needs a little slip-on spacer thing. I can already feel just how much taller this is gonna be. Alright, so I haven't put everything into the shifter just yet. I don't know if you guys can see, it's a little bit sloppy at the moment. Just being a prototype model, I want to take it back apart and then show Cube exactly what the go is. And already, that is such a nicer throw right there. And you guys can see, if you sat that little middle piece down a little bit further and you had the original cup right there, that right there is much nicer to look at. So you can play around with the heights and everything else as well for the new shifter. But that is absolutely awesome. So we're going to take this back off right now real quick, measure it all up perfectly, then we'll chuck it in the car for the final time. Hell yes, that is awesome. So if you guys want to get your hands on anything Cube related, they make absolutely amazing products, and I cannot thank them enough for their continued support on the ZacBaldy YouTube channel. These guys have been absolutely amazing, sending me heaps of parts off for R&D, much like this little 33 3D printed piece. So what they can now do is they can now build these little billet top hats, which cuts out so many little parts that can fail on these things, which is absolutely awesome. Can't wait to test that on the 33 as well. So I'm gonna get that thing sitting in the RX7 all nice and pretty, have a little bit of fun with it, and have a little bit more of a tinker with the car this afternoon. And well, this afternoon, it's already night time. I love this big light. Makes the car look so nice and so staunch. But yeah, the engine bay is looking all nice and spicy now. Still got to get a catch cam plumbed into this thing, but aside from that, this thing is ready to rip. The only other things I have to do now is have to get these seats reupholstered. I'm going to see if I can get like a little patch as well put over these after they've been reupholstered so that doesn't happen again. And then also get a new steering wheel for this thing. Still undecided whether I want to keep the original wheel or go with an aftermarket wheel. Not quite sure just yet, but we'll get into it. And then also, I haven't shown you guys this before, but my friends over at Vband have supplied me with these beautiful RX7 floor mats, but I won't show you guys that until we're ready to drop them in another video. So I hope you guys are real keen. Got some more interior mods to do, so we're going to head up to Gladstone in about a week or so. We're going to be going and seeing Matt. Matt's got some more interior parts and another gauge holder for the RX7, so we can finish off the gauges in this thing. This thing should be ripping. What's up guys, next day, and we're going to have some fun. This 10mm right here, and a very annoying Vband. You guys can see that the exhaust has been leaking around that Vband, especially on the wastegate down there. You guys can all see. It has made an absolute mess. The Vband, when I put the dump back on, did not sit properly, and so I just tried to do it up as much as I could, and I didn't understand why it was not working. Got it into a place where it was all tight, but the Vband is not properly sitting in there. So we are going to pull the whole lot apart, and we are going to do this Vband properly. But the biggest thing is the fact that this dump right here is wrapped in heat wrap. And that means fiberglass, and that means itchy hands. So I'm gonna grab my itchy hands gloves, which I don't know where they are. Hopefully this is enough. I highly doubt. Fingers crossed we don't have any issues. I really hope we don't. It's like a 12 or an 11, isn't it? Ugh. Yep, not a 13. It's 11. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see it, but you see that massive big gap in the Vband there? Look how much that's leaked. Bloody hell. Oh, it smells rank too. Oh. It smells like premix. I don't have much room to work with here. Ow, ow, ow. No, that wasn't leaking, I swear. Alright, V-band is flipped over, nuts flip around. Okay, now just got to seat this thing properly. Alright, so now the V-band is in place and looking better. I'm also going to jump on and grab, where did that thing go? By the way, I really have to show you guys this, it's really cool. But I don't know where my heat sleeve went. Oh my. Yes, I have found the box. There she is. Let's put this on the car too. And fingers crossed, it doesn't itch me again. This is personally gonna make the engine much nicer to look at. I don't know exactly how these are supposed to go on. I dare say it'd be like this, but I don't know. No, it can't be. That'd be like that, yes. That's the way. Also, this exhaust housing is massive, so it's going to be a little bit to fit, I think. Actually, it looks pretty good. Oh, I was going to get my other hand in there to do that, but that's not going to work. Alrighty, let's go get those springs. These look like they are not going to be fun to put on. I have a feeling this is going to be the easiest one out of the two. Okay, beautiful. So one's on. Now, I have a feeling that the second one's going to be an absolute pain in the ass, and then I'm just not going to worry about it for now. Oh, so much fiberglass. It's yeeting everywhere. Just going to push that down so it's not hitting anything, and I think one of them should be enough to hold that in place. That looks great. Woo! Look at that. That looks sick. Perfect sizing, fits nicely around the turbo, and it matches up with all of the heat sleeving all the way down the exhaust as well. Whew, looks so goddamn good. Hell yeah. My plans later on down the track with the FD mean that this thing's going to get a massive big overhaul anyway, so looking back at the engine bay, I really wish that I had done everything black, like done all the intercooler piping black and all of this black, but don't get me wrong, I do love the silver, but black is certainly just going to be a little bit nicer to keep clean, especially if I do like a gloss black over the entire lot. Plus it'll just look a whole lot nicer, so when I do the car yellow and the engine bay yellow and everything else yellow, it's going to look really nice. So the next thing we have to do, I'm going to install a catch can. I don't have a catch can just yet. I do have that old D1 spec catch can, which I'm probably just going to use for the time being, but I really need to get like a decent little catch can on this thing. It doesn't breathe very hard, but it's just going to be nice to have a little catch can sitting there just for peace of mind. And because we're just sticking with 98, I'm just probably going to route that back into the sump anyway. So that's the next plan for this car here. I'm also thinking about getting the bonnet wrapped yellow and just leaving the exposed carbon, which I think will look a little bit nicer, and just be less of a cop magnet, which would be nice, because there's only a handful of things. Like, I'm going to get this car mod plated very soon for the single turbo and a lot of other things, but I really want this car to remain as streetable as possible, and that means having the least amount of modifications in terms of stuff that'll get me defected. I'm fairly sure the car is at least 10 centimeters off the ground. Don't quote me on that. I'm really hoping it is, but it's fairly high on all corners, and the exhaust is really nice and tucked up on this car. So I'm fairly sure that the 10 centimeter rule is completely fine, and I don't want to lower it any more than it is, because already the fronts do scrub a little bit, and the rear is sort of sitting on the top of the tread. It's literally the perfect FD ride height, which I love. So yeah, I'm just going to really go around the car, clean it up, and make sure there's no defects on it. So making sure. So eventually I'm going to get a, well, I want to get a shift knob. If any of you guys have a really cool brand name like 5-speed shift knob that's lying around your house and you don't want it, I really want to get one of those patent shift knobs until Cube release one of their 5-speed shift knobs. But aside from that, just little things like that. As I said, I will be getting this thing mod plated, the turbo, the single turbo conversion, just a whole big bunch of other things, the ECU and everything else as well will all be mod plated to the car. So the only thing I want to be able to get defected for on this car is too loud, because you can never have loud enough rotary, and that's it. All I want to have defectable on this car is too loud, and that way if I ever get pulled over, I have all of my documents there, and to be honest, The noise is exactly where I want it. But I do have something to show you guys at work, which the noise is definitely going to be quieter than this as it is at the moment. But we have a massive big muffler sitting at work, which I think you guys are really going to like. But so far, it's been really good. Just got to get it mod plated, and this thing should be really nice and legal to drive. The other thing I have to do is I also have to make a cover for the pod filter. Basically one that will go from the back of the intercooler there and around to here, and just have a cover over the top. One, it'll take down that T51R noise being crazy loud. It'll just be a nice little, you know, subtle noise. And then also, apparently the reason that these are defectable like this is because apparently they catch fire. Well, let's be honest, there's a lot of other stuff that catches fire in an engine bay first before the pod filter. But apparently, according to Queensland government, a pod filter is just another thing to catch fire, so they want to separate it, which is understandable at the same time. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to make a cover for this, and it's going to double as a big cover that goes over the entire top of this, and that way we can keep it nice and legal. Steering wheel and seats are going to get reupholstered as well. I'm just going to fix up that little patch on the corner of the driver's seat for now, and the steering wheel I'm going to get completely redone in leather. I was originally going to get an aftermarket steering wheel, and I most likely will for track purposes, but in terms of streeting it, I'm just going to stay with the standard Mazda wheel. I might even see if I can get one of those Nardi wheels, even though to be pushing the limits. I want to get one of those Nardi wheels that kind of has like the padded center, and that way it looks like an OEM wheel but kind of doesn't at the same time, and it's going to feel a little bit nicer in the car. So I'll probably end up doing that eventually, and can just work with the same boss kit. Also, when we go up to Gladstone next week, Mr. Matt has made me a new gauge holder which actually faces me, so then I can route in my coolant temp gauge, and it's going to be all mint and all sweet with this FD. I'm so excited. So the most random thing just happened. So my parents are crazy. I was just doing some work on the RX7, and then I went out to the front and did like a little bit of whippersnipping with my new whippersnipper that I got from Ryobi, which I'm pretty stoked about. So we got that on the weekend, and I went to go put it away. Haven't done a whippersnipper basically since I moved away from the last house. So yeah, got one last weekend, and I went to go put it away, and I thought Sarah's done a little bit of cleaning in the cupboard here. And what was crazy is like, I thought she just put some boxes away and stuff like that, and then I'm just completely disregarded the fact that there was a freaking Weber barbecue just chilling in my cupboard. For those of you who don't know, my parents finally got back from the States a couple of days ago. They got out of lockdown. They've been staying here for the past week, and yeah, sure enough, they hid a Weber in my house as a Christmas present for me and Sarah. So yeah, but I completely skipped over it because I like put the Ryobi thing in there, and they just had the white bits facing out, and I didn't even realize it was a freaking barbecue. And so like, I put everything back, put the whippersnipper down in there, put this back on top, closed the cupboard, and then I'm like, wait, why on earth is Sarah putting boxes in here? Opened it back up, there's a freaking barbecue. Oh my God, I'm stoked. I have been wanting a barbecue for so long, and we finally have a barbecue. I'm so stoked. So stoked. What do you reckon, Sarah?
I'm keen for breakfast.
Are you keen to fire it up?
Yeah.
Alright, ready, Dougie?
Dougie.
She's gonna freak out.
Cook up a snack.
Cook up a snack. Oi, German sausage.
How big is it, and is it put awayable to make it pretty outside?
What's that? Yeah, we'll find it. No, we got a whole stand.
Are we doing this now?
Yeah, hell yeah, we are.
Alrighty.
Look, yeah, don't grab the camera.
Okay, I can be film crew because I ain't doing anything.
Alright, what do you mean you're not doing anything?
I've had such a long day.
Are you not keen?
Alright,
First of all, we've got to figure out a location.
I'm thinking over here.
Underneath the...
Because that's the area I don't like.
Alright, well... okay, we can make it look better with the barbecue. Alright, let's do this.
Barbecue's adding to the aesthetic?
Huh?
Is the barbecue adding to the aesthetic?
Oh, 100%. I'm so keen. Thank you, my parents.
Yes.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Alrighty. So what do you want to do with it? Where do you want to put it?
I don't know. Set her up and...
Oh, do you want to set it up out here and then we'll move it?
Yeah.
I guess we can because it's got wheels. Right,
You got like a knife?
Nope.
Fishy. Woo!
Damn, that boy fast. He's fast. I know, I can't wait for the edges too. Look how bad my grass is. I've been able to mow it. And now that it's coming into spring, It's made it so much worse. The only thing we don't have is a gas bottle, which I need to go buy.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
We can't have barbecue, have you?
What's that?
We can't have breakfast, have you?
Nah. I'll wait till I come back from Gladdy. Probably should have opened the other thing up first, but man, I'm stoked. Whew. Look at that.
Will you?
I'm not gonna banter with
Not gonna banter? Daggy, are we gonna banter?
you. Don't even know how to say banter.
Banter?
Go on, say it again.
Banter?
Why do you say it like that?
Banter? I know, it's a fun word to say.
It's is it really though?
Just as much as the banter is. Saying the word just as much fun as the act of it.
Oh god.
Do you feel grown up now? You get a barbecue. You get a barbecue. You're gonna find an excuse to barbecue everything, aren't you?
I know, exactly right. Pineapple.
What? Douglas.
What's he doing?
He jumped up and got scared because of this, and so we just kind of hiked it up there, and now he's a little bit. Now he's a little bit.
This way. Let's get it out the long way.
Ooh, pretty. Douglas, look at all the cardboard to play with. Look at this.
Dougie, look at all of this. Look.
Loves it.
Oh god, all the wheels are falling off.
Oh god. Oh god.
Oh, there's a
This
little
might
bit
be
of
a-
assembly required.
This might be a bit of a process.
Oh,
I'm gonna check on my food.
your food? What have you done?
Getting food delivered.
Oh my god, the wheel just went away. Wait, you got... You're getting food delivered?
Yeah.
What did you get? I am unsure as to how stand works. Oh, what's this? I got no clue. Oh, are we going to even use the instructions? I dare say not. You can put all this stuff over here. Doug will like them. Instructions, we don't need them.
Update. Things have been attached to the other things.
I've also used the instructions.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know.
Not a very manly
Disappointed.
thing to do. You should just know these things.
Unmanly.
Yeah,
It's okay to be unmanly.
definitely. Look at Douglas. He's beautiful.
I have attached.
Yay. This lighting makes my whole little setup look so aesthetic.
Now it does say to attach a little thing to the bottom, but I'm going to decide to not to because it makes it look ugly.
Is there much functional purpose
No.
to said? Well, I like that it's transportable.
Look at that. What's that?
I like that it's transportable.
Yeah, it is. So what you do is you grab your little things and they usually just clip in and slide out. And then what you can do is it all folds up on itself.
So
You
where-
get this one out too.
Where are we keeping it when not in use?
Hmm?
Where are we keeping it when not in use?
I don't know. I thought just out the back would be nice.
Huh.
Then you go up here.
No.
The bottom fell out.
He's traumatized. He's traumatized.
It's a good Douglas hold up. Look at him. He's not moving. Hey Dougie, you okay?
He's shaking. Do you want dinner?
I don't think he likes it. Got to put me hubcaps on. You know all about these, don't you?
Oh yeah, they're used for funerals.
What? So Sarah the other day, at the front of Mango Hill and North Lakes, there's a bunch of hubcaps sitting on a wall. And Sarah's like, is that what they do when people die on the road?
Who were into cars?
Who are into cars? They put hubcaps up to show as a memorial of death.
Well, sometimes they have like little crosses or they have like little signs or something. So I thought, you know,
Yeah.
it made sense.
One of me hubcaps isn't going, Sarah.
The thought was valid.
Look, we're good. Boom. There we go.
Love your work.
Now, as I said,
Looks great, hun.
I'm not going to put the other thing on
Mhm.
because I think it's going to look weird. Oh, these must be for the... Do we have the Q200 or the Q100? Find out. Sorry, we have the Q1000, not
Ooh,
the Q2000.
so many more.
Which means we got to
Hundreds.
do the small holes because we only got the smaller weather.
Parents really
That's pretty satisfying.
really cheaped out and got small.
I know, parents really just did us the dirty and it's
Yeah.
like, you know what?
How dare
Screw
they?
it. Small.
We're not cooking for them anytime soon.
No. Oh no.
What? You got to assemble the rubber too.
I thought it would just come all together.
How dare it.
Couldn't
This
even
is-
install it.
This is what you wanted to do
Like
at
the
6
trampoline I got when I was 7.
This is what you wanted to do at 6 p.m.
This is pretty. No. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. All right. I'll give it to him. But this is a.
You don't have to solder the wires yourself.
Huh?
You don't have to solder the wires yourself.
You have to use something from. Ah, no. The
Yeah.
wires. What wires?
No, they're saying how we have to assemble it. I was like, oh, you know, like this bit comes together. And I'm like, oh, you didn't have to connect all the wiring for this.
Yeah, nah. Nah, yeah. Oh, we've got to assemble the knob.
That's important.
It is very.
Douglas, what you doing? Riveting content.
Hmm?
You should just change it to ZacBaldy's barbecues. Baldy's barbecues.
ZBBQ.
The possibilities. No, I reckon Baldy's barbecues are good.
All these barbecues.
Baldy's barbecues.
Who wants to see riveting barbecue content? What's this?
It'll be warranty.
Oof.
So pretty.
We don't need that.
Don't need that?
No,
No.
it's not important. Now, where do we attach this? I don't know where this goes.
What do you think,
I'd say,
Douglas?
oh, it might be. Look at this. There's 2 holes on this side.
There is
over
2
here.
holes. Film in, Douglas. Use majestic.
Might need some tools. Actually, no, I won't. Don't worry.
You got this?
I'm all over it. Oh, no, I do need some tools. I'll be back.
Goodbye. Gotta film the fun bit.
I think I've got everything.
What happened to everything on the table? What is this? What does that do?
What is what day?
Everything on the... Everything that you left off.
I don't know.
What?
That's the best bit.
I mean, I reckon those brackets are for the gas bottle, maybe?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it'd sit underneath. Maybe that's probably
Yeah, maybe finish it.
a good idea. Is that actually what it does? What would you call this part? The mating of the barbecue?
The merging.
The merging? Surely it just sits straight on top, yeah? And the little ones. Look at that barbecue.
Love your work.
I feel like a man.
Finally.
What are you talking about? Let me get my knife.
Hope you start acting like one too.
I
First
have a
off,
feeling that might be a good idea. Oh god, it's in multiple pieces. Oh god, it's all intertwined. What does this do? No, he's fine.
it's still kicking.
Amazingly.
After all our attempts. Oh, wow, what can it do?
Wow, and that's your gas bottle thingy. What does
See?
this do?
Was that so hard?
Oh, this is your little carry thing. This is the bit she just kicked, and then she's like, if you kick it in a certain direction, it folds out, and you just go like that.
It's so cute.
What is that gonna do? Okay, it doesn't
Oh,
like it.
I'm terror the Douglas.
I like tearing the Douglas. What does this do? Well, look at that.
Can you position it?
Huh?
Can you position it?
I can. Whereabouts would you like it?
Over that way.
Over what way?
Over there.
Alrighty. We can do certainly that. Actually, it might just fit right in the corner.
Which corner?
Hmm?
Which corner?
One more beside it. You know what'd be amazing right now?
Mm.
Carry handle. You don't have to walk it like this.
You look really stupid.
You know what else is really stupid? Your face. Oh, I scratched my hubcap.
Oh no.
Oh, you joking? Oh, I did too.
I can move the...
Look at that.
I can move the plants.
Nah, plants are alright.
You want to keep it undercover, I guess, as much as possible.
Yeah. How's that? Boom.
I mean, it's not ideal.
What do you mean it's not ideal?
I was going to put it in the middle over there.
put it in the middle of that if you want.
I was gonna put it over there.
Where? In the middle of this?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, okay, that looks stupid. Well, I'll move some plants.
If you want to.
Yeah.
What do you want to move?
Move the... Do you want the candy? Do you want the wrapper?
I feel like it would look good there.
Okay.
Do you not agree?
Yes.
You don't, do you? That's fine then.
Okay. These plants are just not a vibe.
Well, that's your fault for killing them.
No, I just like the style of them. How's it feel?
Precision. I'm gonna get a quick wide shot. Standing back. And then, what do you reckon? The other. Good?
Feel accomplished?